All right. We are back and are going to proceed with the 8th episode of the Band of the Faceless. This is a veteran Iron Man campaign. We're on day 31. It is a Northern Raider start, and we have been somewhat challenged by that start in that the Northern Kingdoms are very much not our friends. The House of Armberg and the House of Grimond are hostile to us, while House Goswin, fortunately, is friendly and large enough for us to have had some limited success so far. We are currently in the mode of contract completion, and at the end of the last stream, we took a package to Hakim al-Ramal, and we have choices to face from here. Our primary goal right now, that task being to complete 6 more contracts, and we have a couple in Hakim al-Ramal that are available to us. And just quickly, we are at a quantity of 10 in terms of the band, and we have had a lot of losses. Right now, the only original character is Alfgeir, and he's been with the company the whole time. He's primarily been our Javelin support option, and he's been doing quite well at that. We have a number of other frontline guys, and things are optimistic for the moment, but with Battle Brothers, that can turn around in any second. So we're in Hakim al-Ramal. We have the arena, which offers us some possibility. We could go in and see how we fare there. We did run into some setbacks there a couple episodes ago, where we lost our 3 most experienced guys to a set of 4 webnecks, and that gives you a bit of a smart that you have to kind of recover from and decide if you want to do again. We have a few possible recruitment options here. We are a bit flush with gold. We have 16 days more in terms of wages, although we only have 2 in terms of food. They have ambush trade routes here. The food is rather expensive, nearly double the suggested cost. I think what we're going to try to do is see if this 2 skull contract is to clear the local banditry and earn us some additional benefits in terms of prices. That might be the way to go if it's within a short distance for us to go and assault it. Instead, it's a delivery contract. You'll find Hafiz ibn Salar of Hakim al-Ramal awaiting in the foyer. He is listening to a row of merchants, each with their own request or offer, and all the while a scribe at his side makes notations in a ledger, which unfurls ever longer across the marbled floor. Seeing you, the visor snaps his fingers, and a man off to the side approaches. Crownling, the Majesty wishes to make use of your services. Take a crate with this labeling to Leinhard, the trademaster in Wolkenstein, about 3 days by road. You'll be compensated upon arrival. Let's talk money. He takes a deep breath. Very well, this is what I'm prepared to offer you. You are to receive 900 crowns when the contract is done. Let's see if we can be paid more. I don't think you quite understand how this works. We need to come to terms if you want to be paid for this. My offer still stands. You are to receive 900 crowns when the contract is done. We're going to accept that offer. And normally, that's not that great. If we had to travel 3 days at 104 crowns a day, our profit would be 600. Factor in 100 worth of food, maybe, probably less. It wouldn't be the greatest of deals. But we recently took a contract to come to Hakim al-Ramal, and in doing so, determined that there is a shorter route, which is through Krakendorf. And we'll be able to cross the water here, make our way directly to Wolkenstein to the north of Krakendorf, as opposed to the 3-day travel, which is to go all the way around by road. And we may run into some Nomad activity because this seems to be kind of a hot spot. I imagine there is potentially a camp or fort in that area, but we're going to go up and see if we can make passage on the shortcut once again. There's a few nomads, many nomads, cutthroats, and an outlaw. We could take them, but right now we're not going to take any undue risk. If we're on a delivery message or a delivery contract, really all we need to do is get the delivery done. I'm going to clear a bit more of the map. We're also in the unexplored map mode, so what is represented here is only what has been seen by us since the start of the game when we began up in the north in Vistad. We're going to move along the coastline, and we should be able to get to this little split. I think we're going to have to cross the beaches. I do want to see what's to the north, just to enlighten my troops in case we need to take a different shortcut at another time. It looks like this is accessible from the north, possibly quicker. And there are multiple crossings besides just a Krakendorf. I believe I should be able to get across here. And we have. And we're going to use the daytime and potentially this hill to try to clear some map. So we did run into some goblins the last time we came up from the south. It's possible there's this camp and a few others that are along the way and the source of those parties. But now we will have made it in just about one day, which is excellent enough news. Seems like the stream might be bobbing a little bit, so I'm going to apologize if the bandwidth is not holding up to the intention. We live on a mountain. Howdy, Jackie Jones. So, is my brightness out of bright order? Jackie Jones is my favorite and often chiming compatriot. Should I... is that commentary? Are you still there? Let's see. But she doesn't type very fast. Does that brightness come off better, Jackie? Dimmed it down a little bit? I think we'll call that a yes. We reach back to Wolkenstein. Lionheart, the trade master, welcomes you and a few of his men. Hurry over to take the cargo. He claps you on the shoulders. I take it your journey went well? You spare him the details and inquire about your pay. Bah, a sellsword through and through. Ragnar, get this man what he deserves. One of Lionheart, the trade master's bodyguards, walks over and hands you a small chest of crowns. You gain 900 crowns. Rufus is a rather bad dog. More please what? Less bright? go down a little bit more. Everyone's a critic. Yes? Yes? No? Jackie types with her thumbs. It's a genetic condition. Alright. So now we're back in Wolkenstein, and we have better funds. Our provisions are not the greatest. Otherwise, we are fairly flush across the board. Thank you, Jackie. I'm going to pick up some grain. We're going to pick up another batch of... I kind of like the idea of venison just to make the guys happy. And that'll last at least a bit. So now we have 4 days of provisions. These are rather well-priced supplies. I'm going to pick up some because it's been expensive. Some people use all 10 fingers, baby. Alright, so our guys are decently well equipped. We could always use a little bit better armor, a little bit better headgear. Let's take a look at the armorer. Could pick up lamellar. That leather scale armor is rather expensive. I think we're getting a little out of our current price range. Being that we are in the market to primarily finish contracts right now, we're going to take a look at this second 2 crown contract. You be well too, Jackie. Karstan the Elder crosses his arm and purses his list. Ordinarily, I wouldn't ask some sellswords to guard a caravan, but my usual crew is a little out of it. Sickness, drunkenness, licentiousness. I think you get it. What's important is that I have important cargo going to Weissenfels about 2 days north, and I need someone watching it. Are you interested? Let's talk money. This will be yours if you help. You get 6 crowns a head for 25 heads and another 390 when the job is done. I'm going to take more payment when it's done. No. 6 and 25 and another 390. I'm going to accept that offer, but we need some time to think about it because Weissenfels, Weissenfels does not like us. So we would probably get assaulted by the time we got there. And the last time this happened, we were assaulted by fairly heavily armed folks. And I don't think we need to do that again. So we're going to go back in here and say on second thought, we decline. So now instead, I'm going to grab another day's worth of food because it's rather well priced. I'm tempted to take that other male shirt. It was about 600. If we did that, we would place some magical chairs with our existing armor. We'd probably give it to Mutar, who has the most available stamina and already has 10 fatigue taken by his armor. And we would move some stuff around. I'd probably end up with some stronger back row armor as well in the mix. in effect, we'd protect Mutar with another 20. Let's take a look at that. And we're going to go ahead and go for it. It's kind of a cool iron mask. Yeah, we're going to take that. We should still have 11 days worth of cash. We're going to put that on Mutar. Now the next guy that can afford 2 more to get 5. And we have sort of excellent padded leather. That's 85, so this is 90. I'll give you that. Now we're back to this scrap metal that's also been buffed a bit, and it is 85. We got 75, 70. I think because he's been so successful, Jackie is casting Hocus Pocus now in Twitch chat. I'm not sure what to make of that one. Where wolf's ears are, wolf's teeth are near. I suppose that's a Rufus comment, but I'm not sure. Rufus is an exceedingly large Old English bulldog who's about 18 inches tall and 95 pounds and snorting, spitting, growling, and sometimes kind of controllably attacking bulldog. But he is our big mush too. You go ahead and sell this surcoat. We don't need it anymore. Okay, so we're going to start heading. I think we're going to head down to Krakendorf and see if there's anything to clear there. We may try to clear that goblin camp. Close again on evening. We'll just see if there's anything to deal on in Krakendorf. Now, Krakendorf is a small fishing village made up of a few humble huts, and they have a 2 crown or 2 skull contract available. Mostly fishing nets. Decent price on ammunition from some of what we've seen. Well-priced fish, too. So, we're going to talk and see what they have to say. I'm going to take a look at... We have Alfgeir, and he's been using crude javelins this whole time. Maximum fatigue 830 to 40, 45, 70. I'm actually just going to toss one for direct comparison. So you got 30, 45, 45, 75, range of 4, 6, and 5. Pretty much better in every way, right? 30, 40, 45, 70, 30, 45, 45, 75. Range is the same. Less fatigue, same amount of ammo. So we're going to buy a good pack of javelins, and we're going to sell... Well, we're not going to sell those because we might have another guy that can use them. But then we're going to go primary on the good javelins. Have a kit of Pourer in our belt. And we'll keep an eye out and try to pick up some quality javelins on the way. Or as we go. Let's have a look at what this contract is. See if we're going to continue. Yeah, we're going to continue shuttling around packages. It is the season. Alfgeir the Wise got to his feet. It's so strange. Some of the copy runs a little weird. Alfgeir the Wise has got his feet up on the table when you enter. He puts his hands behind his head, looking a little too relaxed for your tastes. Good tidings, Captain. What say you? Take a leave from all that killing and dying. He raises an eyebrow at your response, which is precisely none at all. Huh, I figured you'd jump on that opportunity. No matter, it was a lie. I need you to take a certain package to Gunther the Councilman, a fellow residing in Brunenland. This cargo has undoubtedly garnered some ill-intentioned eyes, which is why I need your men watching it for me. If you're interested, which you should be, let's talk numbers. How many crowns are we talking about? You get 120 in advance and 470 when the job is done. Want some more in advance. You'll get 230 and 310. Did he just rip us off? He did. That was just a rip-off. It was like 110 and 470. What? We need more when it's done. 230 and 310. I think we negotiated ourselves into a hole there. We're going to take that contract. We're going to buy a batch of fish. We're going to head to Brunenland, which is up here. At Krakendorf, Eckbert enters your tent with hat in hand. The rim of it turns round and round in his fingers, as though he were plucking feathers from it. Even though you haven't said a word, the man's head nods furiously, and his eyes jet around as if looking for words to say. You put your quill pen down and ask what the issue is. Licking his lips, he nods again and begins to explain his predicament. The words come fast, but the general gist of it seems to be that a local witch has cursed the man to be incapable of some sexual export, as it were. You shake your head and ask what it is the witch wants. An expert says 400 crowns. Let the curse be on him for life. So we can pay... Or we're going to have the monk... Let's have the monk take a look at him, because that doesn't sound right. I think we might have to ban Jackie. Wondering if maybe Alfgeir the monk could help, you go and fetch the holy man. He says he can indeed lend a hand, for the old gods are always at war with the evils of witchcraft and other sorcery. Before he goes off on a long monologue about the old god or that one, you dip away and send him Eckbert. For a few minutes there is peace and quiet in your tent, but you know it can't last, for you are like a man beneath a rock slide waiting for the tumbling stone with his name on it. However, Eckbert doesn't return. After a few minutes more, you realize he still hasn't made a disruptive entrance. In fact, his absence altogether has you on edge, as though silence itself might be haranguing. You leave the tent to find the monk and so-called cursed man deep in religious talks. Smiling, you return to your tent. There's only one thing that the holy men are best at. It's maintaining a sense of tranquility. They both get resolved. That was kind of an odd event. So we want to head to Brunenland. Brunenland is to the north. It's kind of interesting. There's a road here, but it doesn't look like it connects to Grafenhaven. In theory, it probably connects down through here. I don't know why we would do that, but we're going to see, because we want to carry downward and see what's past Tildenwall or Tiddenwall. We haven't been in that direction prior. There could be another friendly town that we might be able to deal with. A trading caravan from the realm of Cabriba. I haven't even been drinking. You'd think so by my various mispronunciations. It doesn't feel like this is going to connect. Yeah, we found another southern city, I think. There's Cabira sounds better. So, That road to the north must be a dead end. I don't think 3 hyenas want anything to do with us. So we're going to go off-road. It looks like there might be some water crossings. It's unclear where we're going to end up here. We seem to have found an island. That we can't get off of. That was unproductive. So I have a couple of days of food. Glad we picked up the extra fish. Seems like we should try for this island, just to see. But it is an island. I think it's better to tromp on the beach than get into those hills. Can we get back across? We can. So this is not going to be the most profitable of missions. I think we're still okay on food. We're draining a bit of cash. But it didn't seem like, and perhaps I missed it, is that this road continued at all. So we're gonna take a look out through this small forest. We get another crossing that we shall try to follow across. Looks like we're gonna get into some swampland. And it looks like there's a pass through the mountains. Got one unhold. Might be worth a tussle. Doesn't seem to be aggressive towards us. We don't need to be damaged any more than need be for our troubles here. So where does this road go? That is the question. Is there another town down here at the end? Could it be another Southern Kingdom? Nope. Hatland. Oh, we found it. Another fishing village. Just take a peek inside. Temple. Taxidermist. A few random gents to hire. Still have 2 days of provisions. They also have rather decently priced food. We're going to grab another bag of grain. Nothing else of import. We're going to head north to our destination in Brunenland. So I think we got a little lucky. Alright, let's see. 7 brigands. And they're all raiders. Let's see if we can get some militia to help us. I'm not sure if Hatland will send any. I kind of want it to be morning, but we didn't make it. To get some of the debuffs removed from our ranged fellows. Instead, it's at night, and we lose 30% of our range skill. So we're going to let them charge. We have them moving forward now. So 7 on 10. We should be in a decent position here. They don't seem that heavily armed, but we're still going to have to try to survive a bit. He's probably the most dangerous because he's got the best shield and a hand axe. We've got these two like double handers who could be problematic. I'm going to move up here, and we're also going to unleash our war dog on him. We should get like 4 attacks from the war dog before he's able to respond. Gonna move forward. We're gonna get a chop on this brigand. We're gonna miss him. We're gonna unleash a war dog here. Let's see what we can do arrows wise. If we do an aim shot, we get about 34, 36, 21. We want to hurt this guy. And had the chance for collateral damage, which we did not get. We're going to go reinforce the line. We get a javelin on the Brigand Raider, which destroyed his armor and left him with pierced legs muscles. I'm gonna stay. Mess with the Warfork. Advance. Got another hit on him. He's bleeding. Deep abdominal cut. Should be in death's door. We've been able to establish a line, which should help from being flanked in the near term. Get another hit on him. Our dog finishes biting away the armor of the Mallet Man. We're going to move forward so we get less penalty on our shot. We're going to try to hit this guy because he's less armored. Goes off his shield. Goes into riposte. Guy did the big swing. We kill our first man with javelins. A lot of shots going off shields. We did not kill him. You can do that roundhouse swing, which is really kind of rough. We get him to retreat, which is a bonus. Everybody's hiding behind spear walls. Or shield walls, sorry. no shields. We should try to break it up with like a shield bash. Ruthard Ironside is in trouble. Do a bash on him. Move forward. We lose our shield. That could be bad. This fight is not going great right now. Ruthard is hurt badly. He's got fractured ribs. His armor is down. So I think what we're going to do, only get one shield bash. I'm trying to bash that guy off. Open up a possible escape. Not probable though. And try to kill this guy. We missed. Gotta hit through with the Warfork. We lose a man. Switching over to the Janky. How did we miss twice? Good hits. Doing some fancy footwork. Gonna pick up a shield. Nice hit. took out his headscarf and gave him a deep face cut. Just lost our shield. Fortunately, that guy is not a very good axe thrower. Let's see if we can get the kill. Dog did, though. This guy has just shield walled the heck out of us, but we just got through. He no longer has any body armor, and we pierced his hand. And the dog gets a second bite on him. I'm going to try to get some javelins on that guy. We're not out of javelins entirely, so we'll switch to dagger, but we may actually pick this up and try to beat him down. Warfork worked. That broke the... we're going to try to surround and break this guy if we can. We surround him and break him. Got a nice hit. So Ruthard Ironside went down in valiant battle. We picked up a decent helmet, a couple of hand axes, another scram sax, a cruel falchion, a boar spear. Got some decent gear out of that. I'm not sure that it was worth one of our guys dying. He had been with the company 23 days and had done well for us. I'm saddened by his loss. So let's take a look at what remains of our party. We're going to close the line. We're going to do our upgrades. So this is Egbert. It is his second level, so he's still one of our noobs. And we're going to boost his endurance. We're going to boost his hit points. And we're going to boost his initiative. We're going to give him crippling strikes because we like to both damage and cripple the enemy. We give him health, give him endurance, give him another boost to melee defense because he specializes in it, and give him crippling strikes. Heart Moot Red Meat, our rear line guy, give him endurance, initiative. We're going to give him range defense since he's a rear line guy, and crippling strikes as well. And a mirror red meat. Health, endurance, and initiative. And we're going to give him executioner so that he'll get extra damage on any injuries dealt by the front line. So let's take a look through here. Enjar no longer has a shield. We're going to give him a Darga. You know, we had a lot of trouble with them based on how shielded they were. And I think what may be a viable option is to distribute these hand axes, which are otherwise also just fairly good weapons. 30 to 40, 35, 80, 30 to 45. Little price of some fatigue, but I think that Enjar would take advantage of moving to hand axe. Let's see, that's 8. Sacrifice 2, 6. I think we're going to move Brigand to a hand axe, and we're going to give either a scram sacks. We're going to give the scram sacks to Egbert. Hurting our fatigue just a little bit, but upping our damage potential. I think we're going to go axeman and swordsman. We have this heavy duty helmet, which is 9 and 140. That's 8. I don't really have a guy who has all that much extra fatigue to offer. That nasal helmet would be great. I think he can use it because it will only up his fatigue by 1, but now we have an 8 fatigue. Whoever we drop that on is going to lose at least 4 or 5. I think we're going to drop it on Hurtmutt, because these guys would all take like a 5 fatigue hit, and they're going to get down in the low 60s to use that. He would probably take the least. He would take 2 and get a little bit better. Let's try redistributing that. Then we have a 6 for 105. He's got 3. He would lose 3. He would lose 3. He would lose 1. So we'll distribute that way and that way. Little round robin armor, and we're probably a little better off overall. I was trying to strike a careful balance. Probably too much thinking for some simple headgear changes, but 'tis the life. It'll move north now. Son of a gun. We can probably take that, although we're a little bit damaged. Let's see if we can circle away. They're coming after us, so I'm going to try to get them on good ground. They seem to have chosen otherwise. I'd rather repair and heal up. There seem to be a lot of brigands in that swamp. I'm assuming there's a camp there. I think what we want to do is get up to the north here and get the package delivered to Brunenland, and perhaps we can go back and hunt some brigands. But hopefully we'll have a contract to do it. Gunther, the councilman, welcomes you, and a few of his men hurry over to take the cargo. He claps you on the shoulders. I take it your journey went well. You spare him the details and inquire about your pay. Bah, a sellsword through and through. Hemerad, get this man what he deserves. One of Gunther's councilman's bodyguards walks over and hands you a small chest of crowns. You gain 310. They have ambush trade routes. We have a couple contracts. We don't have any injuries left to heal. We still have some repairs to do. We do have a barber. And one of the things about the clan of the Faceless is, or the band of the Faceless, is we are facial tattooed. So we're going to enlist all of our fellows into It shows how long since we've been here that all of our tattooed fellows have died. I think it is the other thing that I like. I also need beards. Alright. Now we are properly the Band of the Faceless. Doesn't seem like he has severe enough tattoos. Everybody has at least some proper... What happened there? Alright. Everybody has some proper... Seems like we're losing the facial tattoos. This is a little funny. Yeah. What exactly is going on there? Anyways. If the headgear cancels it out, it's probably a possibility. So, let's have a look at what else we have. We have an armorer. We have some gear to sell. We did lose one of our men. This is a larger town. Might have somebody interesting. But nobody interesting within our price range. Emmerich the Bull might be useful. Although he's expensive for a farmer on a daily basis. I'm going to try him out. He's bloodthirsty and a brute. Let's see what our contract is, and then we'll decide if we need another hand. The delivery. It's like Band of the Faceless X. Gunther the Consummate folds his hands together when he sees you. This might be a strange question, but how interested are you in making a delivery for me? You explain that for the right price, such a journey would be a welcome departure from the usual killing and dying that goes on around you. The man claps his hands together. Excellent. Unfortunately, I don't expect it to be quite like that. It's of enough import to garner unsavory attention, which is why I'm looking to hire or sell swords in the first place. It's going to Wolkenstein, a day or so east of here by road, where a man by the name of Leinhard the Trademaster is waiting for it to fall into his hands. So you see, this won't be the departure you speak of, but it can be a fine payday if you're interested. How many crowns? He smiles. This will make you a rich crown. We'll get you 480. We need more. He sighs, 520 when the contract is done. We'll accept that offer. So, we should be about a day. We do have a little money to spend. I think we're going to hire Emmerich the Bull. Now, Emmerich has a 15% damage on a hit to the head. I think we are going to try to pivot him into the back line. And we're going to potentially move our current Warfork into the back line. So hits to the head will be beneficial for him from there. His melee skill debuff won't be as painful. Give him a small hat. And then for a mirror red meat, we're going to give him a large shield. And I think this big cleaver. And since we have 3 and 3, we're going to go axe sword, axe sword, axe sword. actually going to give him the scram sacks. We're going to give him a little bit better armor. We're going to need to do some repairs. Okay. Let's have a look at the marketplace. We get rid of some of the stuff we're definitely not going to use. Some of the lower condition extra goods. We get rid of those slings. I don't think we're going to find a need for them. We're going to need 13 tools. We're going to run it down. These are kind of expensive, about 50% overpriced. So we are going to sign off and move on. We should have enough provisions to make it. So we're going to Wolkenstein, which I don't know how he sees that being a day by road, but I think we're going to do a cut through the swamps down here, and hopefully not the bandit infested ones, but these, which we have passed through before. This will get us better than halfway through our contract task of completing 8. You walk out of your tent to see Niels and Expert regaling one another with stories. You're not sure what a poacher and a thief would have in common, but they seem to be having a good time. Laughing, Niels gives another story. One time, I was out in this pithy nobleman's land hunting his buck. Shooting the damn deer was the easy part. In the middle of the field, dressing it, I hear hooves beating over the earth. So run a rope up the tree, tie the carcass to it, and haul that sucker up there. No more than a minute later, bada bada bada, there's a nobleman with a constable and a retinue of lawmen. Egbert raises an eyebrow. That's a tight spot, sir. The poacher nods. Tighter than a cross-legged virgin it was, so this nobleman comes wandering just underneath me and sees all the blood. He starts barking that I come out and turn myself in. I had no intention of doing that, but unfortunately the goddamn buck starts slipping. I reach out for it, and I suppose the branch couldn't take no more and snapped. The nobleman looks up just in time to get splattered by the belly of this deer. Meanwhile, I'm falling to certain death until the damn rope snags my foot and hangs me upside down before my makers. I give a bit of a wave. Hey, fellas, don't mean to barge in like this. The thief laughs, but his face is a bit concerned. Needle waves him off. Oh, they had a sense of humor about it, thank the old gods. I spent short 6 months in a dark pit. Nothing too bad, really. Puts them both in good spirits. War story. We're going to cross the marshes, which would be slow going. We run into that unhold again. One lone old hold out in the wild. Feels like something we should probably just take care of. There's some Nebuchadnezzars. He's going for the high ground. We kind of want to meet him on mostly level ground, I think. He's not cooperating. We're just going to head to Wolkenstein. The Azure Boars. Fortunately, they're not hunting us. Which could well be because of the number of hostile kingdoms and towns. Finally, you made it. Leonhard the trade master is standing there in the middle of the road, his hands clasped over his stomach, a slick grin on his cheeky face. Sellsword, I was not sure you'd make it. You lug the cargo up and hand it over. Oh yeah? Why do you say that? The man takes the box and hands it off to a robed man who quickly hurries away with it tucked under an arm. Lionheart, the trade master, laughs as he hands you a satchel of crowns. The roads are rough these days, are they not? You understand he's making small talk, anything to get your attention off the cargo you just handed over. Whatever, you got your pay and that's good enough for you. 520 crowns. Cash money. So we're still doing well. We're kind of treading water, but we're still able to add some minor improvements as we go. Tools are a little bit cheaper here. We're probably going to need some soon. Let's take a look at the armor again. Another neck guard. Looks like a free 10 durability. We can also go 500 on a set of lamellar, or 1,000 for a mount shirt, which seems a little outrageous. Outrageous. Compare, let's say, cruel. The Scarm stacks 30, 45, 25, 80, 8, 30, 45, 20, 74. So a little less fatigue, a little less effective against armor and the amount that it ignores. We also have our arming stored, 40 and 45. That's a better deal. Let's have a look in the... We got another batch of javelins. A little expensive, but we're going to grab them. We're going to sell the scythe. And the cruel falchion. And the crude javelins. We're going to give Alfgeir another set on his belt of bright and shiny ones because of his prowess with the same. We only have 2 days of provisions. Food here is decently priced. So we're going to have a look at what this contract is. Let's hear what they're talking about in the bar. Head over to Grafenhaven. Let's see what our contract might be. Lionheart the trade master's got a few dogs at his feet, all tuckered out with their tongues lolling. They've spent the past few days hunting for missing folks that are seemingly disappearing to God knows where. He leans down and pets one of his hounds, scratching it behind the ear. Usually a dog would respond to that, but the poor thing barely even responds. The folks don't know what I know, though, which is that people ain't just disappearing, they're being taken. Horrible beasts are afoot, sellsword, and I need you to go after them. Hell, maybe you'll even find someone or two of the townsfolk, though I doubt it. One of the mutts lets out a long, tired wheeze, almost as if on cue. What's it worth? Yes, good. I was thinking about payment for your task earlier. You'll get 700 crowns when the contract is done. More. Fair enough. It's 730 when the contract's done. We'll take it. Hunt down what terrorizes Wolkensteins. We saw like 4 Nebuchadnezzars moving off to the west. I wonder if it's them. Looks like the tracks are going in a different direction, though. I think we are going to... We'll grab that hopefully when we get back, and it'll be a little bit cheaper. We should have enough of everything we need. So we'll follow these tracks and see what's what. Dire wolves. They're going to charge us. We don't really have spears, which could kind of hold them off to a degree. Instead, we're just going to fight. They have a bit of a height advantage on us there. We're going to try to eliminate that if we can. We miss. Get a good hit there. We're going to bash. Second bash is good. A hold. Good hit with the fork. We're able to take his position with a good shield bash. Gonna move and shield wall. Gonna move. Attack. Get a hit across the hill. He'll stay in position. I'm gonna shield wall and riposte. Gets a hit on Emmerich, our new recruit. Put him in kind of a bad spot, being exposed there. I think one way we can help ourselves here. Let's concentrate on some damage. But also dropping a dog or two in the mix to block off that approach. Gotta get him quick hands. You get the high ground advantage on that one. It's just not happening. Nice hit. All broken. Should be all she wrote. I'm gonna run him down. Warforks get the cleanup. Fairly clean. A few of my light wounds on a few of the guys. We get some strange meat. Unload usually large wolf plant wolf pelt. What? And 2 adrenal glands. Oof. Maybe it's time to get off the computer. Having killed the foul creatures, you begin skinning and scalping them. Gruesome creatures require gruesome evidence. Your employer, Lionheart the Trade Master, might not believe your work here otherwise. Let's be done with this. We have crowns to collect. Run-in contracts. Lionheart the Trade Master welcomes your return with a goblet of wine. Drink up, Beast Slayer. You're curious as to how he already knows of your success. He waves off your curiosity. I have many eyes and ears in this land. Not spies, of course, but the common folk has a big mouth. I should know I am one. You did well on this one, Sellsword, so have a sip. It's mighty fine wine. It's all right. The reward of 730 crowns you walk out with is far better, though. Lionheart the Trade Master stops you. Just so you know, mercenary, those beasts killed some good men and women out there. Those people might be scared of you, being the sellsword that you are, but they are eternally grateful all the same. You weigh the crowns, quite grateful, yes. 730 crowns and no longer has disappearing villagers. It should improve the costs just a bit. I'm going to dip back in. Seems like we saved maybe 30 on the leather neck guard, which we are going to grab. We're going to drop that leather neck bar guard on Nasser. They were kind of concentrating him on him last time. A little better armor. Might take away some of the draw. Got a piece of headgear. That'd be nice. We got 2 guys wearing 45 and 50. And 40. 390 crowns, we can get 100 quality headgear. For 714, we can get 130. For 260, we can get 80. I think we're going to upgrade 2 pieces of headgear. We want to protect Nassar because he's one of our more experienced guys and has fairly heavy melee skills. Melee. And then a mirror red meat. Doesn't have the melee defense that Raban does, so we're going to move the bear headdress out to our second pikeman, and we are a bit better off than we were just prior. I'm going to sell off those 2. Just going to check the market, see if there's any overflow armor. There is not. But tools and supplies are cheap, so we're going to pick up a kit of those. And a kit of ammo. So it's knocked us down to about 7 days of supplies, but puts us in a better position to function. So we're going to move off. There are no more options for contracts here. We need 2 more to finish our current task as a band. which is to get 8 contracts done here in the near term. I wasn't really watching. That could have been a company of billmen or such from another kingdom, and we probably would have died. Because I'm glancing around, looking at things. The Orkbane Company. Kind of like the Orkbane Company's banner. Back down to Krakendorf. Could have sworn one of those guys just said Baba Booey. It sounded like Baba Booa, but Baba Booey used to be an old back in the day Howard Stern thing. Not sure if it still is. Probably, right? Like, you don't give up something that characteristic that easy, perhaps. But I could have sworn I heard him say that in the kind of ambient audio. Rambert the councilman cuts right to the point. I've got a shipment of, well, that doesn't concern you. It's going to Crouchdorf. Like many folks, I'm worried about Brigands on the road. I need you to watch the caravan and make sure it arrives safe and sound in about 4 days. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? What's it pay? You'll be paid 1,190 crowns when the contract is done. You need to be paid more, 1,290. I accept your offer, but I don't know where Crouchdorf is, so let's think about this. I do not think we have crossed paths with Crouchdorf. Not sure. Krakendorf is friendly. Crouchdorf doesn't hate us. But what we have to guess is if it's 4 days away, it's probably up in the north, and it's probably where we are not the most kindly regarded. So I'm going to decline that one. And we're going to move out. We're going to head over to Grafenhaven until Titanwall and see if there's anything to be had there. I'm going to move out to these little hills just to get a better look around. There's some hills here that we can get a vantage point from. Get a little more sight lines. Clear some of the questioning. Got hyenas. Or really just kind of fuzzy dire wolves. Really just sort of wandering out to open up the map a little bit. And then we're going to circle back. It would be nice to pick up a few more dogs, and I believe Titanwall has a kennel. There's some peasants. That's kind of sad. They must be from one of the towns that we are not well aligned with. We're going to move forward. The guy has a fairly fantabulous beard. This is mostly staying true to our raider roots, even though all of those raiders have departed the party at this point. But still, once a raider banned, always raiders by heart. That's probably somebody saying somewhere. They're actually punching us, which doesn't seem to be a good plan for future success. Yep, that didn't go well. I don't think punching a bunch of mercenaries in full armor is going to get you quite far. Take a few little tithings. It's our reputation. We are still dreaded. But we are recognized. We should be recognized by our friends and dreaded by our enemies. That is not a poor balance to strike. We reached Grafenhaven, a large coastal city and trading hub. Nothing of note happening to the city. It should be a normal repair. Says a group of young lads has left for Hatland some days ago. They're looking to hire armed men over there willing to pay real good. Good to know. The training hall, which I've never really spent much attention to over time. We can buff 50% experience gain for the next battle, 35% experience gain for 3 battles, or 20% experience gain for 5 battles. It's not terrible, but I've already buffed them by most of them being scholarly. I'm going to sell off some stuff that we don't need from the peasants. Quite a few men for hire here. Nothing really that interesting except for Asborn the Sergeant or Ortwin the Conscript. And Ortwin is affordable. We have two skull contracts. Let's have a look. A cowled, shaded man hisses at you, his teeth and nose winking momentarily from the dark of his hood. You have no time for lepers or jokers and demand the man to get out of your way. Instead, he starts talking. My master requires your services. He's heard of your exploits. Follow me, and I shall take you to him. You rest your hands on the handle of your sword and nod. I'm all ears. Another delivery. Dim candles barely light the room enough to see that it's Jost of Grafenhaven sitting behind his desk while his shadows dance on the walls to the tune of flickering lights. Would you lend your swords to me if I paid you good coin? I need something valuable delivered to Nasser el-Fad, the visor of war in Hakam al-Ramal, about 3 days' travel southeast of here. Men have killed each other over this, so you must be ready to defend it with your life. He takes a pause, measuring your response. I will write a sealed letter with instructions to pay you as you deliver the item to my contact in Hakim al-Ramal. What say you? Let's talk money. He opens the palm of his hands. I'm tight on crowns, so before you ask, this is all I have right now. You're to receive 1,270 crowns when the contract is done. I'm going to accept that offer. Because, once again, we have been faced with this prior. Let me grab another bag of grain for the travel. But his 3 days of travel is actually, we just take a run through Krakendorf and we can get there in a day. Which should make that pretty profitable route for us. Really have started to explore a fair bit more of the map. Be nice to get some intel on what's up in there. And then down along this coast to Kabira. Got some nomads. They're all outlaws, which makes them the equivalent of raiders. We should be survivable, but we're in a... They coming for us? Let's see, we're in good health. We're in good repair. I'll take some of your stuff. Yeah, sure. All right, I'll take it. Thank you, fellas. So we got a guy with a two-handed scimitar. Is that your deal? Another guy with a boar spear, a triple mace, a single-handed scimitar. So we're going to wait, let them come. The whip guy is probably the least concerned. How do you run with these kind of guys and be the whip guy? We're going to go straight into battle, as opposed to get too defensive here, because we have the numbers. Although they have more powerful weaponry. We're going to try to push our number advantage. Pretty much as we can. Nice hit with our warfork. How much initiative do they have that they are just ahead of us as the entirety of the team? That don't seem fair at all. Taking his shield worked out well for us. We put down a lot of damage on him. Oh no. Oh! Yeah, double-handed scimitar was a little much. Working out. Guy has rather good morale for somebody about to die. So Anjar survived his wounds, which is nice to see. He's got a missing ear, negative 10% initiative, and a cut Achilles heel that will heal. Good to see you survived. That was a lot of damage you absorbed, and you're our most heavily armored guy. So look at the loot. Got 2 good helmets, which help. And we got a pair of plated Nomad mail, a scimitar, which is interesting. It's kind of up there in the meta. And we get the 2-handed scythe, which is, it was mowing a path through us, for sure. Alright, got that all over. Let's have a look at our men again. So Egbert gets an upgrade. Egbert, what are we gonna do? We're gonna give you 5 in initiative. We're gonna give it 3 in fatigue. We're gonna give you a bump of 4 in resolve. We're also going to give you dodge, I think. Bonus to both defenses. Yeah. Raban has leveled as well. We're going to give you health, fatigue, and melee defense. And we're also going to give you dodge. Emmerich the Bull, welcome to the party. We're going to give you melee attack, initiative, and range defense to help you backline. You're going to be a student. All right, so let's see how we can properly. One thing we're going to do is going to get. Whoops, no, didn't mean to do that. Keyboard's not set on Windows. We're going to repair the plated Nomad mail. We're going to have a look at that scimitar and say compare it to the scram sacks. 30 to 45, 25, 88, 40 to 45, which is just better, but only 20, 70, and 6. And slightly less effective against armor, arming sword, basically. And a little less durable. it feels potentially valuable to have in our line. So we're going to move it in. We're going to move that scram sacks over because it's in better condition. I don't think we have interest in going two-handed until we got somebody that was a talented sword dancer, which we do not have, in my opinion. We got some helmets that we can distribute. He's only running 3 fatigue. He's going to get 5 more. We're going to run these on our pikemen until we have some more leveling and more endurance. Maybe pick up the brawny skill on our inside guys. We are going to drop the leather cap onto elf gear. We're going to drop the cleaver onto his belt too. He feels a little less effective since we moved him away from the barbarian weapons, which he had been at early on. I'm going to have you guys hold on for just a second. Alright. Have decided now is the appropriate time for a Cardigas Purito. These are little sort of mini cigars. Kind of tasty and enjoyable. Sort of light. And go really well with whiskey. Should you partake of the same, which I do. Kind of wish I had some right now. All right. I think we want to stay out of the direct line of fire if we can for the moment. And just get to our package's destination. Because the customer paid for a 3-day, and we're actually going to give him Saturday delivery. Because we want to make up for all of the pain and suffering of COVID and the successive general shipping crisis for everything in the world. Ah, the crownling. The voice comes from a nearby alley. Usually that means you're about to have some coin lifted off you, but instead you find a man offering you gold. I am Nasser Al-Fad, the Visor of War, and that package belongs to me. Send Jost of Grafenhaven my regards. Or don't. I don't care. The man steals away and is gone just as soon as he came. You gain 1,270 crowns. So we hit here at nightfall. They have ambush trade routes. We need some tools to repair our current gear, which is still a little roughed up from that meeting. We also have Enjar's injury. That is somewhat significant. 2 additional action points. He's basically like immobile and slow. So I think before we take this, we're just going to camp outside. Hopefully not, hopefully not be assaulted by anything in the middle of the night. And we're going to move in back into Hakim. Go to the temple. 240. I would rather treat Enjar's injuries than leave him be. They have ambush trade routes. Hopefully this is an easy clear. We'll see. Tools are rather expensive. We're going to go ahead and sell a few things. These are things we're just not going to use because we're trying to keep our guys alive. We're going to pick up some more tools. So wherever we travel to, they're willing to pay kind of decent for that pelt. We could also hang on to it. And I believe we can get like war dog armor made out of it if we find the right rest of that. I think we might need like 3 of them if I recall. Not 100%. So let's see what we have. Let's see who we have too. We have a Nomad. A disowned noble. A gladiator. But all the way out of our price range. The Manhunter could potentially be decent. See what the quest is. Fury Aldani, the Visor of Trade, is partly sitting on a throne of silken cushions and partly on the bodies of a harem of attractive women. He puts his hand up. If you step further, Crownling, then you will grow in sight but diminish in view, understand? A smart man knows his place. I have a simple task for your sword hand. Nomads outside Hakim al-Ramal have taken to thievery and thuggery. For a handsome Hansel, I need you to annihilate these men who have made my life uncomfortable. We can make your promise or your problem disappear. He puts his hand on your shoulder, smiling reaffirmingly. I think I know an adequate compensation for your services. It's 420 crowns when the contract is done. We need more, sir. He takes a deep breath. You'll be paid 450 when the contract is done. Acceptable. So we have some time that we need to repair, but a lot of that could be that one set of armor that we're repairing in reserve. His armor is also in need of repair, and he's also still got the wounds that we need to clear. Let's see what our prognostication is. Between 1 and 2 days. I think we're going to just camp right here and wait a day. See if that midday. With every battle your sellswords fight, the renown of the company grows. As this fame rises, more people, and not just sellswords, will be looking to join the band of the faceless. Perhaps it's time the company takes on another follower. We can have a look at our retinue. We don't have the money. So that didn't heal him. We are still... How far out is that? Alright, so it's far enough out that we'll get there like midday tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have also healed. We're going to try to clear a little map as we go. Even though it's night. trying to learn what the territory around us may also have to offer. The ancient city. A once thriving city, now but ruins covered in ash, a fallen metropolis with many names, it has become the object of cultural and religious pride for North and South alike. Oh, we got some activity down there. Really waiting for sun to get to midday, and hopefully the injury will heal. And it has. So we should be in a good spot. We also have this armor to distribute. So it's 105 and 11. Sorry. Bang the mic. Get rid of our little cigar wrapper. What we're going to do is throw the 105 on Raban, throw the 90 on Amira Redmeat, and we're going to move the 70 out to Emmerich, and 55 on Niels. He's still a little bit wounded, but just a touch. I think we're gonna go. So some cutthroats and an outlaw. Should we duel? Couple choke points here that may be useful to break their lines. We're gonna let them move. That should be the outlaw. We're going to go to meet him. Get some hits on him right off. Concentrate some damage to try to take out a couple of them. Is definitely more accurate with the janky javelins from the beginning. It was sort of unfortunate. dog mauls him and takes him down. Good dog. Nice hit. And finish. Another nice hit. All over but the executions. Fairly low damage fight. Mutar probably took the most hits in facing off with the outlaw. Just some average equipment, but we did get some spices, which is a nice reward. And we're going to head back. And that will be, should be the 8th contract. And we're also going to finish our current task as a band. That may also be the good endpoint for this stream. Going about 2 hours. And that tends to be about what I try to keep them to. Anything more than that, when I upload them to YouTube, it takes forever. If you have watched this either live or are watching it on demand, I would always appreciate the follows or the subscribes as they may come. As you approach Fury Aldani, the visor of trade's room, a woman claps from across the lobby. You look over and she's already far too close. 4 birds perch upon her shoulders and they sway with her every step. Crownling, she produces a satchel and hands it over. Fury Aldani, the visor of trade, need not smell you once more this far into his home is sufficient. Count it if you wish to insult us. Leave if you wish to please us. She turns on her heels and walks away, her otherworldly dress flowing side to side. One of the birds rotates on her shoulder and squawks at you. I'll take your money. We'll leave because our ambition has been fulfilled. When starting out, the world saw you for what you were, ambition armed with a weapon. Everybody has a dream, and about half of those men have weapons on them. You are not unique, not outstanding, not even particularly dangerous if you're giving your old self a good look in the eye, but you made it. The doors shut in your face, the attempts at haggling that lost you good deals, the spitting, so much spitting. It's a cold world, and you dared to warm your own damn self. And you succeeded. Contracts under your belt, contracts on the horizon, they're blurring together. A culture of victory has started to wash over the band of the faceless, and you're a good reason to be proud of your command of it. And everybody's fairly happy, and we gain a bump of renown. So, let's have a look at where we stand. We are now recognized, still dreaded. A bunch of folks still hate us. Although the civilian towns that we have not harassed recently are starting to calm. We have 10 guys who are between generally 3rd and 4th level, except for Alfgeir and Niels, who are our most experienced of the group. We're going to wait here till morning. I think I'm going to hang with y'all until my cigar is finished. See if we get a good price for our spices. We do not, because they already have some, perhaps. I'm going to get rid of some of our undesirables. Get another scimitar. Sort of like the idea for the greater guaranteed damage. Have another look at the possibilities. I think if we want anything, we probably want a bowman. Antique the Nomad. 169 bucks to try him out. Find out what his skills are. Or not. The other option we have is to do another run in the arena. That did not turn out fabulous for us last time. We're gonna bump one of our other guys to an Ardarga. Which generally just feels a little bit more effective, particularly against range. Might be interesting to see if we pull what we pull as our next ambition. If it includes the options for fighting arena fights, we may want to hold until we receive that. $253 isn't terrible for tools and supplies, so we're gonna buff up our equipment of the same. We're also gonna take some ammo because it would be useful too. We don't have a lot of provisions. We're gonna buy some rice and some dates. And I think we're gonna keep the rest of our money for now. We're going to sell off some of this cheaper stuff that I don't think we're going to use. It is a decent price on these wolf remains, but let's see what our 2 crown contract is. Jamil ibn Jasib, the high priest, is standing over a map so enormous that it cannot fit on any table, but is instead parceled out and spread across the marbled floor. It seems unnecessary, as a map could easily be contained in proper resolution, but you keep this observation to yourself. The Vizier walks over the paper and points at a location. Beasts have set upon this part of the realm and are seeing to its destruction in a manner that I have not agreed to. I have more important matters to attend to there. He points to another area of the map which looks just like a bunch of empty desert. He continues, so I need a man such as yourself, Crownling, to see these roaming monsters. Particularly your success will be rewarded with 710 crowns, which you should be more than suitable. Let's talk about payment. He opens his hands. I'm tight on crowns, so before you ask, this is all I have right now. You'll be paid 710 when the contract is done. Accept your offer. Okay, let's go hunting. height advantage. We're gonna let them close. Feeling a little disorganized. We seem to have an affinity for our ranged guys. We get 0 damage? Oh no, we got one little bite. We pick up a raging hyena fur and some acidic saliva. The hyenas are contemptuous creatures, but they are tough. Even in death, you find yourself having to hack and chop at the necks just to gain some purchase there, and sawing the heads free requires even more time. But soon the deed is done, and you are ready to take the peats and pelts back to Jamil ibn Jasib, the high priest. Let's be done with this. We have crowns to collect. Jamil ibn Jasib, the high priest, is already outside his palace when you return. He has a few men in silken garb standing at his side. When you deposit the hyena's corpses, these men hurry the bodies away. The visor remains with a few guards at his side. He snaps his fingers and the servant hands you a chest of crowns. The visor nods. Well done, Crownling. We shall make good use of these parcels which you have delivered in good time. Parcels? You thought you were there to help solve a monster menace. As the guards hurry you out of the square, you eye one of the wise men using a protractor to start making measurements, while another man sets up a pedestal and begins to paint. You gain 710 crowns. A successful hunt. So are they painting on the hyena fur? It's kind of odd. We take a look at the marketplace. Nothing changed to any great degree. It's not a bad little helmet for 290. For 105 and 5. That's a big jump for 2 on the bear headpiece. Let's see what Hartmut does in terms of upgrades. We're going to upgrade him on health and fatigue and range defense. And we're going to give him executioner. And I believe we are going to purchase the wrapped southern helm for 290. And get that onto Raban. And we can drop his... Actually, don't need his bear headpiece. It is time to sell a bear headpiece and lose contact with our very roots as barbarians in the north. We're going to just inquire as to the arena. Two Nebuchadnezzars, I think. I don't feel like reading all that. It's kind of the same every time. I think we can kill 2 Nebuchadnezzars. We shall turn the sand red with blood. Nakazaharas? I like Nebuchadnezzar's better. Accept. Alright, so who do we send? I think a couple things. I think we're going to want our throwing nets. I think we're going to send Enjar. We're going to give him a throwing net. We're going to equip the throwing net. Then we have Egbert. red meat. And Mutar. I think we're going to bring Mutar, or sorry, Nazar, and a mirror red meat. Okay. And the plan is going to be to net them and slash them. I have 2 swords and an axe. Let's go. Let's give the crowd something to cheer for. Oh! Could have told us one was going to be goddamn giant. Oh, he ate him. Wow. Disappointing. Again. Just lost our three of our frontline guys again. Oi. Oi. So what we're gonna do is go $1,800. It's quite a bit. Or 1,400 or 790. We're gonna hire him. I think I'm a little shook. Losing my guys again. Probably should have given him Colossus because his hit points are pretty low. Oh, the disappointment is telling. I mean, there are two of them. Didn't work out at all. Not one little bit. He's night blind. That's not going to really affect us much. Three days of cash, 150 provisions. We're going to leave this accursed city that keeps killing our men in the arena and leave them to their own entertainment. We're going to head north to a crossing and get back. I think without specific guidance otherwise, we are going to look to raid some caravans where we can and get enough funds to acquire a bit more assistance. All right. This could be really bad. Oh, excuse me. We're going to run. We're going to try to get tricky. This could be bad if they know where we are. I'm going to try to get the company back to 12 men. It's only 4 away. Stay off the sands. Try to move quickly. They're still looking for us. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, get out of Dodge. Get out of Dodge. Get out of Dodge. No man's can't swim. Whew. That was going to be the end of the Band of the Faceless. There are about 20 of them. See if we got any work in Krakendorf. There's witch burnings. Any witchers? There are. All right. Having reached the relative safety of the north, we only have a bit more cash. We can now sell our spices for more than they are worth, which we shall do. Sell a buckler and a hatchet. Let's just see what the contract is. Alfgeir the Wise, turning an apple in his hand. He seems frustrated with it, almost as if he wishes it were something else, like a valuable trinket or perhaps just a tastier fruit. Have you ever lost something you loved? You shrug and answer, well, there was this girl. The man shakes his head. Not some woman. More important, because I have. Thieves stole my lockbox. How they managed to get beyond my guards is well beyond me. But I know if I set you on them, I'll be having what is rightfully mine back where it belongs. Isn't that right? Or have I been misled as to the quality of your services? What's it worth to you? We need to be paid more. They'll give us $5.90. I'll accept that. The only thing that those tracks can't do is lead us back into the clutches of all those nomads we just ran away from. So let's see where we're going to end up. They're hugging the coast. There's 6 of them. They're mostly arrows and poachers. Or raiders. We're going to kill them. The thieves are quite human, a simple crew of vagabonds and brigands. They arm themselves as you order your men to attack. And their poachers are just slingmen. Attack the right guy. Attack the right guy. Nice. Get him, dog. Get him. Get him. Get him, dog. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Yeah. Not looking good, guy. Not looking good. Eat them, dogs. All right. Feeling a little desperate after that last loss in the arena. But we did get a flail, which is pretty banging. Wide damage range, but potentially quite useful to add to our coffers. We were paid to return it. Only one set of people like us. You're going to give us a lot of cash, but we need to keep this kingdom happy with us. And Krakendorf was also the first folks to get friendly. Alfgeir the Wise, resting his legs on two dogs, each one passed out atop the other. These beasts could rip out my throat yet. Look at them. How does that happen? I didn't even train them. Someone else did. I'm a stranger to them, yet they are. You place the artifact on the man's table and slide it across. He leans forward, takes it, and then places it under his desk. When his hand returns, he's got a satchel in hand. He tosses it over. As promised, good work, Sellsword. You gain 590 crowns. All right. That buffered our cash a little bit, which is nice. We're going to do a little leveling, which is Emmerich the Bull. We're going to give him health, endurance, and initiative. And we're going to give him crippling strikes. Alfgeir. Give him ranged attack, resolve, and initiative. And I think here we're going to give him quick hands because he does a lot of swapping, and it would be useful to have as part of his retinue. So really, I think I want our heaviest damage dealer to potentially have the flail, which would be Mutar. And he also has the most available, well, he does not. Egbert has the most available stamina. All right, we're going to put it on Egbert instead of the Scimitar. We also have a decent coif. We're going to drop on Niels. I think that's about it for now. We're at 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to call it here as the end of this particular episode. We have faced challenges once again by losing 3 good men in the arena to 2 Nebuchadnezzars, one who ate our guy, which was kind of sad and a little shocking. I feel still bad. We had weaned those guys from a young age, and to watch one get eaten was a little horrid. But we've still managed to complete our next ambition. Next up, we need to expand 4 more guys to get to a full dozen in order to be survivable in this dangerous and considerably aggressive world. I think we're going to move north and try to raid some caravans to ensure that we have enough money to properly level up. We're also going to visit Titanwall and get some more hounds so that we can have additional attacks in our face-offs with the enemy. But other than that, it was enjoyable. I hope if you've watched it, it was enjoyable for you. And I would appreciate the follow or the subscribe if you were watching this in a medium that allows you to do so. And we'll see how this hobby keeps going. Thanks much. I hope you have a good night. Appreciate it.